What is up, everybody? We recently had the Flash Season 7 mid-season finale air, and I just want to state right here, if it sounds like I'm trying to be quiet, it's because I am. It is 11:55 p.m. on Wednesday, April 27th. I think it's the 27th, I don't know. But, this video comes out Thursday, in the last week of April, at 3, so that's why I'm trying to be quiet, because I just want to get this video out, and, before, the in-depth reviews, not in-depth, but, before all this happens, I just want to state these are my opinions, but, let's roll that intro.
Where's my son?
Has he gone missing?
He's not missing. He was taken.
I'm here for a reason. Why?
The lesson for today is simple. There are no happy endings.
If you hurt him, if you put a hand on him!
His body may be human.
DeVoe!
His brain
DeVoe!
is smarter than yours.
The Flash.
This episode really started, what was wrong with Season 4 of The Flash. This episode started the body hopping of DeVoe, and, that really was the downfall of Season 4. I think if DeVoe didn't body hop, and maybe, if he just didn't, I was about to say, maybe if he only did Ralph, but if he just didn't body hop, I think everything would have been better in this season overall. But this episode also has Aminette Black, which is a real letdown. I don't know why they keep inviting her back to the show, even when us as fans, we say we don't like the character, but they just keep bringing her back, which I don't understand that. But when does the CW listen to us? They're not gonna greenlight Painkiller. But that's really all I have to say about this episode.
I know you better than you know yourself. Savitar's still out there.
I'll be ready.
You will feel my wrath. The wrath of Savitar.
Please tell me you're seeing him. Oh, I see him.
The Flash.
Season 3 has its problems, but this episode, I can say one word, it is fun. This was before we knew the problems that, would occur with Savitar, and later in the season, and how they revealed his identity in episode 21 out of a 23 season. But with Jay Garrick's, we go to Jay Garrick's Earth on this, this episode, and I think it's our last Mark Hamill appearance in the show as of right now, but, then they have the whole Savitar and Dr. Alchemy plot, and, I also found that Dr. Alchemy is a really enjoyable villain. He's not a horrible villain, but he's Julian Albert, which later becomes a better character in the back half of the season.
If I do this, I'm going back to some crazy times. Savitar, don't. Zoom.
And who is this?
I knew we shouldn't have done this.
Things just got a lot more complicated.
This was the 100th episode of The Flash, and yes, it felt like a 100th episode of The Flash, but in retrospective, it didn't help the plot at all. This episode basically was a run throughout time, cameos, yay! But the thing that they get to stop Savitar, it's very creative with what they all have to get, and they get trapped in with Thawne, which is easily the best part of this episode, and we have a Zoom in a Savitar cameo. But, ultimately, the device they get to stop Cicada is useless by the end of the episode and doesn't work, which is my main problem with this episode, and I can't really put it any higher than I have on the list because of my problems with this episode, but overall, it is a really good episode.
Barry,
He's gone. That's not him.
I'm not giving up on my husband.
If you go out there, you could get infected.
Flash, this isn't you. It's everywhere. The Flash, new episode next.
This episode was part 2 to the last temptation of Barry Allen, and I think part 1 did a better job. I find part 1 more enjoyable, while this is the aftermath of part 1. Obviously, it's a 2-part episode, but in this episode, Barry is basically Negative Flash. He is infected with Ramsey's lifeblood, and they do a good job taking down Ramsey. I don't know what's happening with Ramsey. They had a little cameo on episode 17 of season 6, setting up something, but now we're in season 7, and nothing happened in the end of season 6. But I love the ending of this episode, where it's the build-up of the crisis in this beginning of the season. So Barry looks at his watch, and he sees the skies turn red and crisis has started. It's just beautiful.
My abilities.
I'm like your battery now.
Having you at a crime scene might not be a great idea.
I can help boost your speed. I can feel how frustrated you are. How can I help?
I didn't ask for any. Tastes like there's 78 cents in my mouth.
I find this episode very enjoyable, while most people very dislike this episode when it aired, mostly because of the Chillblaine stuff in it, and like the "it's getting hot in here" stuff by Nelly. And if you want to see my fully in-depth thoughts on this episode, I'll leave my actual review for this episode down below, along with a playlist of all my Flash reviews. But anyway, this episode was very enjoyable for me, with the Speed Force and Barry happening. The Flash is on break, so I don't know what happens in the rest of season 7. This is the latest episode to air of The Flash. But with Frost turning herself into Kristen Kramer at the end, and Chester is being much enjoyable. He's being better than last season. I won't be weird. But this season, this episode was very good in my opinion.
Flash dead.
What makes you think you can stop him this time?
3 against 1.
Ho, ho, ho.
What do you say, speed freak? You wanna roast chestnuts?
Time for on Christmas. Oh, yeah. It's official, Santa hates us.
This is how you do a mid-season finale, in my opinion. It is my favorite, one of my favorite episodes of The Flash, maybe because of the nostalgia, maybe because, before I went to school, I don't know, I would watch The Flash, and this was the episode I watched the most, because it's just a fun episode about the rogues, and we really need more rogues in the series overall, which is where I think the series fails at in the lowest points. And Patty's in this episode, which Patty, she's an enjoyable character, but she is pretty useless in the overall scheme of things. She's only in like 10 episodes out of the entire series. But this episode, it was really good. That's all I have to say. It's really enjoyable. Mark Hamill's in it. It's just one of the best episodes of The Flash.
It was a blur. What did it look like?
Like a man that was looking for something.
I found him, Dad. I found the man who killed Mom.
Don't let him take any more.
Catch me. This man stabbed my mother through the heart. This is my fight.
This season finale shocked me in many ways. I've watched The Flash every episode since it aired, since 2014, since I was 8 years old, and this episode shocked me back then. There will never be a mid-season finale like this, with the reveal of Thawne at the end, it's the best part of this episode, where he gets into his Reverse Flash voice and goes, "Merry Christmas," and all that. But then we have the hunt for Ronnie in this episode with Caitlin and Cisco, and this episode is just all I want out of a Flash episode, and what I think of during season 1 with the amazing Reverse Flash, before they kind of made it weird, because Reverse Flash always uses Harrison Wald's face in later seasons, but really, that is my rankings and my reasonings for why. That's my ranking of the Flash mid-season finales. Maybe in December I'll remake this video. But if you want to know, I did one for Supergirl with the season premieres and everything. I'll do one like this every thing. My rule is they have to have more than 5 seasons. And I'll do one for Legends next. Actually, next Thursday is, I haven't made it yet because Legends hasn't premiered, but it's all Legends of Tomorrow's season premieres ranked, which I'm enjoying. That season 6 trailer, if you saw it, comment down below, man. I love that season 6 trailer. I thought it was amazing. Legends of Tomorrow is my favorite. Is my most anticipated show of this season, or was. But I'm rambling. Stay safe and goodbye.